This video is sponsored by Squarespace. I'm ready for my shift. Have you ever dreamed of running every aspect of your own supermarket? Oh, and I mean every. Not only are you tasked with stocking shelves and checking out customers, but you're also in charge of making some shady trade deals with local vendors, uncovering an environmental crisis that may or may not have been accelerated by your own capitalist pursuits, and unfortunately, dealing with pesky protests from disgruntled townsfolk. All while your shop is expanding to meet the ever-increasing demands. I'm up for the task, and that is why we are playing Discounty.
Everything's on sale proudly. Where are we going? Discounty.
I love the idea of being a morally corrupt shopkeeper. This game really only lets you go the evil route, which is kind of my favorite route to take. I really liked this game. I was not only into the micromanaging of the store aspect, but what really hooked me was the story and the characters. I want to take you along for my full playthrough, start to finish. We're gonna dominate the market, uncover the scandals plaguing this small town, and perhaps take part in a little shadiness ourselves. But not only am I going to be showing you how to manage a controversial supermarket today, but I will also be taking a quick moment to show you how quick and easy it is to build a website with today's sponsor, Squarespace. It only takes a few minutes to create your own personalized website with Squarespace Blueprint. Decide on your theming, choose what pages you would like to have on your site, add in all the little sections to your homepage, pick the colors and fonts that you want, and just like that, Squarespace Blueprint will create the perfect template for you. They also have tons and tons of ready-to-go templates for you to choose from. If you're in the market for a website, Squarespace is the place to go. Salon owners, restaurants, online retailers, artists looking to show off their portfolio. That is just a few examples of the many templates that Squarespace has to choose from. Squarespace has got extensive SEO and analytic tools. They offer flexible payments with many popular payment methods. You can set up everything you need for e-commerce, the ability to schedule appointments and send invoices directly through your site as well. It is an excellent service for those wanting to up their web presence and better manage their business. If you're interested in creating your own beautiful, gorgeous, amazing website, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. Once you've picked out your perfect template or created your own, go to squarespace.com/listthelass or just type in my code listthelass and you will get 10% off of your very first purchase of a website or domain. Now, let's get to work, shall we? Our aunt needs help opening a supermarket in Blomkest, the one and only Discounty. Aunt Teller means business. No time for catching up with family. No. She walks us right on over to begin our very first day of work. Like, geez, can I settle in first? Damn, doing you a favor. Aunt Teller's kind of a hard ass, clearly. Grace is the only other employee at Discounty. She's the executive shop assistant here to show us the ropes. She gives us a PDA. Whoa, Grace. I don't know you like that. She also gives us a tool belt with 5 inventory slots, and we start unloading our first delivery. Shelves and coolers that can only be placed in the front of the store. Our second delivery has crates full of actual products, and these can only be placed in the storage room. We, of course, can start stocking our shelves with all of the essentials. Frozen oven fries, skim milk, soda, toilet paper, and apples. That's it. That's all you need, really. And now our first day begins. Kind of. This is just a soft open for me, actually, to get used to what it's gonna be like when Discounty is actually open. Oh, and trust me, I needed the practice here because you actually have to do a little math in this game. It's not crazy math, okay? You don't have to remember what each item costs either. You get a little notebook guide with all of the prices of the items in stock and a little calculator. So if there's 2 toilet papers, you can either type in 20 times 2, or you can just type in 40. It's not that complex. I'm playing on PC, so I'm able to just click on the calculator and do my thing, but I feel like this would go crazy if I had a numpad on my keyboard. Oh my God. We gotta speed it up in the future, or else customers will start to get pissy. I'm scared. To wrap up our first day in Blomkest, Aunt Teller walks us over to where we'll be staying. We're not exactly close, clearly. It's kind of an awkwardly silent walk to our new home. So how's the knee? It's nothing to worry about. I just need someone to do the heavy lifting, that's all. Okay, this is where you'll be staying. An old trailer? Old? I bought it just before he... Never mind, just make do, please. Who's he? Uncle? What are those weird noises coming from that shed over there? Oh, that's nothing to be concerned about. You'll get used to it. What is it, though? Let's see. Ever since I opened up the shop, I've had a dream of building a real supermarket in Blomkest. Everyone laughed at the idea. They say there isn't enough business out here. With you here, that dream may come true. I'll do my best to help you and Discounty. I mean, we'll try. We're starting from the bottom here. The store's got nothing in it. It's all run down. It's puny. But even though Discounty's not in the best state right now, I'm determined to turn it into the f***ing Walmart of this town. And maybe make a few bucks and get myself out of this trailer while I'm at it. It's the big day, the grand opening of Discounty. Everyone's shown up. I don't know any of these people, but I'm sure they're going to make fabulous customers for our first real day. Grace gives us the skinny. Get the shelves restocked and keep them stocked. If we run out of something completely, tell customers we're out or else they're gonna get upset. The pressure is on. We've got a clock now. Time moves faster while the shop is open. But I'm ready for our first real day. Dang, she walks low. Oh, she got a dumpy though. Sorry, Grandma. Grace literally just stands there all day and does nothing. And while I do everything, greetings, fellow Blomkestians. Who's that? Okay, so Elmer has a shopping list. I don't know if you guys can see. You can see that. Elmer's got a shopping list. Miss Anderson's kind of just hanging out. Okay, hey. Okay, we got one sody pop. Okay, we got 22. I feel really bad. These people aren't going to be able to cook anything with any of the ingredients I've supplied them. It's like, what do you mean you're just buying a... Who the heck is Carl? Can it, Carl? The rest of the day went great. I kept everything stocked up. All my customers were happy. It's still pretty easy going here at Discounty. I was hoping to get a little scamming and scheming in and have the freedom to decide what prices are going to be and decide what kind of morals I would have. But that is not an option here. We are by the book here at Discounty. Luckily, we didn't run out of anything while our little shoppers were shopping, but I used pretty much all of my profits at the end of the day to order more stock. And of course, I gotta keep it organized. It's my favorite part of games like this. I can't help but notice though, where exactly is Aunt Teller? What does Grace, the lady in the back, actually do all day? I feel like maybe Grace needs to get a demotion. Maybe I need to be the manager around here. There's still a few things to get sorted in the shop, but I will help you with that in the coming days. Thank you, Grace. You've been a great help. Why am I lying? Anyway, the town is now yours to explore. Make sure to be home before midnight. Why? What will happen? Oh no, it's not like that. Just make sure to get rest to avoid passing out from exhaustion. Oh yeah, no big deal. Where should I go? I'm gonna go to the bar. I need a drink after today. Oh wait, hold on. What's that? What's that car doing here? Did something happen? A biohazardous vehicle? I need to go get drunk. I'm trying to go to the bar. Wait, this is freaky. Is this the path to the woods? I wonder why it's closed off like this. Mysterious voice. Curious, isn't it? Whoa, Cornelius. I was about to say he looked hot, and then he turned around. My apologies. Cornelius Key, a photojournalist at the Heatherholm Herald. I photographed your wonderful Discounty opening event. It's quite curious. The entry into the ragged forest was cordoned off this afternoon. I hear some weird fog has been spreading in the forest. Made people who visited feel, some say it has something to do with Lapley's manufacturing plant up there, but I don't think so personally. One thing is for certain. I, Cornelius Jonathan Key, will keep on investigating. Government officials? It must be serious in there. Doesn't seem like I can do anything to help the situation right now. Okay, Stranger Things. Okay, this is very interesting, but I can't go check out anything for myself just yet, so we'll come back to this. Blomkest is a small town, for sure. The bank's closed, can't go in there, but we can go into the bar where we meet Hilda. Outside of the bar, there's a road leading north that can't be accessed yet due to a fallen tree. South of that is a dump attached to a hardware store that is also closed. Jeez, does no one want to work around here? Okay, we'll make our way to the park then. The park is way nicer than the rest of the town. Takes up a lot of space. One side has a pond, in the middle is a gazebo, and then on the west side is a statue of John Key, town hero, inventor, and entrepreneur. Cornelius Key, John Key. Thinking this might be Cornelius's daddy or grandpa or something. It's all connecting. Now that's not all there is to discover in the town, but I'm still navigating my way around. I decided to visit the harbor again where I snooped around the fisher's house, and I thought, well, I better go introduce myself now that I've gone through all his personal belongings. He, you guessed it, catches fish. He doesn't sell his fresh catches outright though. They all go into a fish grinder on the other side of the harbor, which is where I meet Barbara. I'm responsible for supplying fishy sticks in the entire region. Did you know that fishy sticks are present in 43 retailers of Lavender Pass, including every S-Mart, Mini Mango, Leafa, Big Deal. And that includes all Big Deal sub-franchises such as Big Deal Mini, Big Deal Swift, and Big Deal Quantum. She is slinging those fish sticks. Dang! This will be relevant information later. Maybe we can get some fishy sticks into the shop. We still got time. Let's try to hit all the buildings we can. And I kind of want to see if I can get hit by a car for fun. Hit me! I don't think I can get hit by a car, unfortunately. I'd rather get hit by a car than clock back in tomorrow, my lord. The town hall has 2 buildings, one with a printer where I can print new discounty ads, and another that doesn't really have anything. Next to discounty is a gated up old abandoned house with a key on it, the birthplace of John Key. Seems to be revered round here. The only other person I met today was Elmer Polstock, the county representative. Earlier, we learned from Aunt Teller that he's got very little power around this town and does nothing with the power he does have, and instead hangs around the park all day. So that's why the park is so nice compared to the rest of town. This is all very interesting, but we have a store to run and a bedtime of 0 o'clock. I don't know how to read military times, so I went to bed a little earlier than I needed to, but it's fine. Aunt Teller takes us to Eason Cram's Hardware to purchase some more shelves and coolers. I have no money left, but she throws me a little cash and tells me she needs to speak with me after work. She's got me shaking in my boots a little bit. But I buy the coolers and this seafood booster. The hardware store owner, Ted, doesn't tell me what it does, but hey, it's not my money. I'll go ahead and buy it. Get this, the seafood booster boosts the appeal of nearby seafood. But I can't use it yet. I don't have any seafood to sell. Okay, so let's get real here for a sec. Pretty much every day is nearly the same here in the shop, with little added things here and there as we progress. We arrive in the morning, organize and stock shelves, open the store at or before 9 a.m. Miss Anderson, grandma over here, is always our first customer, getting her little morning sody pop. And then we check out customers as usual while making sure the shelves are stocked. Some customers just can't be pleased, truly, but that's not my problem. Grace does nothing. We do it all. But it's pretty easy going right now since we don't have much stock to keep track of. However, things do start to get interesting once we add trade deals into the mix. After our 3rd day of running the store, Aunt Teller drops by to tell us we're ready. We're ready to start making trade deals with some of the local vendors. Carl, the farmer, Barbara, the fishy stick factory owner, and Fisher, the fisher. And now we begin chapter 1. I figure the best person to start with is Barbara. She seems eager to start slinging fishy sticks. And yeah, I didn't even have to do anything. She immediately starts selling me fishy sticks. She'll stock 2 crates a week that we can purchase directly from her, and by selling fishy sticks, we'll unlock perk points and upgrade our trade deal tier for even more fishy stick goodness. Let me congratulate you. Being a fishy stick retailer is something reserved for the best only. Okay, I don't know if it's that serious. Our partnership only goes so far. I also need to pay my bills. Dad pays most of them, I guess. Fish stick Nepo baby alert. Well, that's not my problem. My new problem is that now I got a bunch of fishy sticks that need coolers. So I had to run and buy one so that I could make a little bit more room for the fish sticks and then move some coolers around so I could display a good amount of the fish sticks. Around my seafood booster, of course, because we're very serious about stick. Okay, next up, Carl the farmer. I haven't officially met him yet. I went over by the fallen tree in the northeast of town where Carl approached and told me that the tree is blocking the way back to his farm. Okay, but I kinda just want to sell some of his farm stuff in my shop, but he actually doesn't trust anyone who works for Beatrice Teller, our aunt. Ugh. And to top it all off, his sheep are on the loose. I've been seeing sheep wandering all around this town, but what the hell went down with him and Aunt Teller? We gotta go talk to her. Was it always you and Grace running the shop? No, I used to have more staff. I had a sales assistant back when times were better. An ambitious young lady. She dreamt of opening a bike repair shop. One day, she met a guy from Sparkcliffe. Soon, she packed up, quit, and then left the town. I never bothered getting other help since things were starting to slow down. I think of her often. But aren't you busy? Get back to work. I'm here to ask about Carl the farmer, and maybe I'm now starting to understand why Carl the farmer doesn't f with you. And when I ask her about the beef between her and Carl, she doesn't exactly give me any information. But I want to know. I want to know all the small town drama. Instead, we come up with a little scheme, and so I need to find all 8 of his sheep around town. I found most of them in one night. I got a little distracted. Okay, I found Miss Anderson's house, and I tried to pet her very mean cat. I also discovered a little furniture shop run by Solruna, and I don't really have any money to spare, but I did a little browsing. I can't help myself. I found 7 of the 8 sheep that I needed to before I went to bed, and first thing, the next morning I went sheep hunting and got the very last one. We're not just doing this to help Carl find his sheep, though. No. We instead put all the sheep up inside the park to eat up all of Elmer, the county representative's plants. And now he's forced to do something about the fallen tree. What a fun little quest. We have to wait until tomorrow to see if the tree will get removed. Carl's fine. He's staying with his ex-wife, Hilda, the bartender, until the path to his farm is clear. Seems like maybe Hilda's the one who broke things off. Poor guy. I'm assuming that the trade deal is on hold until the tree's cleared up, so I spent the rest of my morning starting one up with the fisher. Since the fish auction's closed, business has been slow, and any of the fish he does catch goes straight to the fishy stick empire. So now I gotta go talk to Barbara. She can't be greedy and take all the fish. Like, come on. I want to sell some fresh fishies in Discounty, not just frozen fish sticks. In order to convince her to let me have a piece of the pie, I have to sell some of her special holiday version of fishy sticks. Fishmas sticks. Fish sticks with cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger. Lovely. I actually just need to sell 10 of them, so I'll put a few out before I have to quickly open shop. Fish sticks in general sold pretty well. I only sold a few Fishmas sticks though, even with the seafood booster, but I also, I forgot to keep stock in the store as things ran out. My bad. And in general, I really need to ramp up the amount of customers that come in. I could do that by printing more posters. You can only place so many ads, but the posters will deteriorate after a while, so I'll need to reprint and post them every so often. And we're gonna need some more coolers and shelves. I bought a drinks booster. Miss Anderson isn't the only one buying Sody Pops, so we're gonna set out a bunch more. And I gotta fix this fishy stick situation too. We unlock the ability to crush and recycle boxes from our storage room, which if we bring to the recycle plant can reward us with a little extra pocket change. The tree is gone, unlocking a whole new map area to the northeast of town. There's a couple houses here, but I don't have time to poke around. We've got business deals that need to get done. Hands to be shaken. We can now sell Carl's Clintmore Farm oats in Discounty. And we could start getting rewards for selling certain items in the shop through the Discounty Rewards program. Each day and each week, we'll get new sets of challenges that we can complete for rewards and stuff. Love it. Let's get to selling. Business is booming. The boosters are totally helping increase sales. For sure. And now I'm in a good flow. My favorite part is the micromanaging of the shop. I love organizing everything and finding little places for things. Oh, it's so fun for me. I didn't complete any of the daily challenges today, but I did sell all 10 of my Fishmas sticks in Barbara's quota. And I even completed a challenge for Barbara. Got to redeem a perk where she now has to give me 25% off my orders. Barbara, consider yourself outbusinessed. Fisher's free to give me my own trade deal, and Discounty can finally stock bony herring in the store. You know what? Even though they're bony, this is probably better and more appetizing than fish sticks. We've now secured the 3 trade deals to complete Aunt Teller's quest. Our new focus is on expanding Discounty. The old tea shop next door, I'm sure you've noticed it closed last year. Poor Dale Spillup wasn't doing well those last few years. He's now moved to a retirement home in Munker. But since he's no longer around, why don't we knock down the wall and expand the shop? Shouldn't be much of a task, really. So in order to get this thing going, we need the blessing of none other than our beloved county rep, Elmer Polstock. Why don't you take care of that? I gotta do everything around here. All right, I'm gonna go talk to Elmer and glue together a little plan here, huh? So we go talk to Elmer, and he's like, great. One problem, though. The owner of the property lives out of town. Her name's Gina, and we actually know Gina already, kinda. She comes into the shop. She works with delivery guy, our delivery guy, and she's got a reputation amongst the chat for being a total baddie. Okay, easy. We'll head into work and talk to her today. But when we arrive back at Discounty, we discover that the floor is completely covered in nasties. Grace apparently dragged in some dirt when she came in today, and now it's my job to clean it up. This is now a whole mechanic that I have to worry about. Customers move slowly when they walk on dirt, so I have to clean up after them while the shop is open now too, while Grace sits on her ass all day and does nothing. Gina did come by. We chatted about her selling the tea shop. She's down. After work, we head to the bank to wrap it all up, but Derek at the bank's like, oh, sorry, you're gonna need to get a permit. So now we've got to go involve Elmer. I thought you should know that I have connections to the government. Okay? Just to say, we endorse good business in the council. If you ever need anything from us, sounds kind of shady. No, you misunderstand. The council is just helpful. If you need permits or the like, let me know. I do need a permit. That's why I'm here. Don't you worry about that. As I told you, the council is here for your needs. Citizen, the old legislation isn't an issue when the council knows you can be trusted. I'll get that sorted out for you. Thanks, Elmer. I didn't expect this to be so easy. Of course not, but since I'm doing you a favor, could you do me a small favor too? What? I have these stacks of paper that need to be disposed of. They're a bit heavy and my back is aching, so maybe you could get rid of them for me? No problem. Perfect, here they are. That's a lot of paper. What did you say those papers were again? Just old and dusty records. Nothing super important. Anyways, make sure you dispose of them properly, then I'll get you that permit. Now, I'm busy. Let's get on with it then. You can recycle the documents at the hardware store sorted as paper. Public safety and disaster prevention procedures, incriminating documents labeled for immediate destruction, undocumented receipts from Munker Gardening Center, environmental impact assessment. Whatever, man. I get money for doing this, so it's chill. I'm very complicit now. I've now touched the papers, and now I've also thrown them away. I have disposed of evidence. Great. Now you've made me an accomplice of your crimes. Now that we've done his dirty work, Elmer rewards us with an expansion permit. Derek's got another roadblock for us. We need 3,000 shills. That's a lot of shills. It's not like crazy, but we could definitely amass that amount in a few days of work, but expansion is gonna be put on hold. So it seemed like it was gonna be business as usual for the next few days, but of course, Aunt Teller's got yet another curveball to throw at us. Hey Teller, what's up? Anything wrong? Grace won't be working with us anymore. Grace is dead. Wait, why? Did anything happen to her? What? No, she's fine. She's fine. So you fired her? It was necessary. Now that you're here, there wasn't much for her to do. I didn't come here to take another person's job. I hope she'll be all right. I guess there wasn't much work for her. Okay, this is where we choose our path, I suppose. Are we gonna be cutthroat entrepreneurs? Or are we gonna be more like, oh, we should have like a co-op and like share the profits? Why would I do that? I guess there wasn't much work for her. I liked her as much as anyone, but opening a new supermarket wasn't cheap. We had to cut costs. I'm sure she will be fine. If you have any questions about the shop, come to me. Hell yeah, now we're rid of that dead weight. She's really gone. Shop is gonna feel empty without Grace here. No, it's not. Was I really sent here to replace her just like that? Grace was canceled. We're gonna be fine. I saw Grace later that day, sulking around in the rain, and she's gonna be fine too. I never got to know you properly before. You know, that's true. We were too busy all together to make any small talk. You didn't do anything. Let me introduce myself properly. Grace Easoncram Seaford. I live here in Blomcast with my husband, Ted. He's the owner of Easoncram's Hardware. You probably knew that already. We have a lovely house in Sternaview, the northern end of town. It's a lovely neighborhood most of the time. Wow, Grace lore drop goes crazy. Yeah, good riddance, girl. You're fine. You're gonna be so fine. I'm just focused on making money right now. I had to spend a little bit to get more shelves and coolers and stuff, and I bought another drinks booster. I'm investing in future profits. months. I didn't quite get the organizing done right until after work, but I made almost 800 shells, got the shop all prepped and ready for yet another day. It might seem like it's a little repetitive, but I wasn't really feeling that way at this point. Not yet. I'm still very much loving the gameplay in my store, getting around all my little tasks. I'm looking forward to making money for the expansion. It's getting crowded in here. But the next day was Sunday, and Sunday is our only day off in the week. Our money making is on hold for now. We're gonna focus on some quest stuff and meeting the rest of the townsfolk that we haven't gotten a chance to. At first I wandered around a bit, not really knowing what to do. Pretty much everything in my quest log is cleared up, and sometimes it even will say like it's gonna take a while to meet certain people. But eventually I stumbled across Grace, who filled me in on some neighborhood drama. How come the other side of the road is fenced off? Well, the people over there say that part of the road is their property, so they built a fence and redirected people to use our side. Even added that lovely gate to it a couple weeks back. Okay, now I'm mad. I asked Ted to speak to Elmer about it, but he said we had no case. Here she comes. She's walking like a bitch. Was that your neighbor? Quiet, she might hear you. Surely it must be their private property if they can deny access. Even if it is their private property, it's still awfully selfish. Ooh, what should I say? I'm trying to be on like the more evil route. That's kind of like the vibe that I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna say like, oh, if it's, it has to be their private property. That's what Ted always says too, but it doesn't feel right, does it? I've never heard about anybody having that kind of open ownership of their road. And they're also not very nice about it, chasing people away. No, I must do something about this. I'll speak to Elmer again. Maybe I'll find out if they're really allowed to claim that side of the road. Well, Grace, you let me know. Now that you're unemployed, I'm sure you got all the time in the world on your hands to figure that out. Miss Tammy's got her mansion all locked up, so we won't get to meet her just yet. We're gonna have to queen out with her later. There's actually a whole side of this farm area of the map that I haven't touched yet. I did a whole lot of walking around, looking at stuff. The polluted forest is closed off from this side too, still. I made my way down to the bar where I got to chat with Hilda. This is where we really start to encounter a lot more glitches and things, and they had me really confused. Hilda and I were talking about the sheep prank, and then she said Tammy was her wife, so I was like, what? Oh my god, leaving the farmer for the red-haired lady? The scandal! But no, this was a dialogue glitch with Derek's dialogue. He's actually married to Tammy. So I got all excited for nothing. But it definitely threw me off, especially since I don't know these people yet. But I am slowly getting to know a bunch of them throughout the day. Oh, didn't hear you coming home. Don't mind me. I'm just clearing out some stuff in Jurgen's shed. He could never keep anything organized. Oh, is that her man's? You miss him sometimes? I certainly don't miss the mess. Do you think she's keeping him alive as a zombie inside of her shed and that's what all the scratching noises are? Sorry for bringing this up, but what happened between Jurgen and you? I know you divorced him, but I didn't know him that well. I've never told anyone this. I didn't leave Jurgen. He left me when I needed him the most. One day I woke up, he was gone. Not a word. Haven't heard from him since. Wait, that's so sad. Oh no, her man's left her. Probably because she kind of like is a little bit of a grating person. Not gonna lie. Women are super down in this game, by the way. First of all, Grace gets fired. Our aunt, her man left her. Hilda at the bar has to take in her deadbeat ex-husband. When are we gonna see women win? Monday couldn't come soon enough. I'm eager to get back to work. I want to make the 3,000 shills I need to upgrade our store. The time has come to re-up on fishy sticks. We were running low, and oats. There's a restock schedule for our local vendors that I absolutely did not, at any point in this playthrough, commit to memory. It took us a few days before we got enough money to unlock the shop upgrade. It's kind of my fault, but not really. I just kept selling too damn good. I was getting rewards points like crazy and unlocking new items I could stock in the shop. The people, they need shampoo and lettuce and chocolate bars. Like, come on. After the workday on Wednesday, I had finally amassed over 3,000 shills. plenty over, actually. I had enough for a big ol' restock, including white bread. Holy cow, we're like a real store now. And it's about to get even realer once we purchase this expansion, which will be ready to go tomorrow. All throughout this time, we were starting to get mysterious Tammy cutscenes. Seems like she's the one who's really running the town. We saw Tammy confront Elmer in the park. She's got a business that applied for some water filtration unit that got vetoed by the government. Some frog species is protected, yada yada yada. I'm, of course, on her side because we're kind of evil too. Tammy brings up to Elmer that they had a deal. So we're 100% certain now that there is some deeply corrupt happenings going on in this town. Elmer doesn't seem to be too bothered by this conversation. He is just obsessed with these damn plants. Later, we walk in on Tammy screaming her head off again, this time to her husband Derek. Ugh. Their son is a troublemaker. He's skipping school, hanging out with bad kids all up in Sparkcliff. It's a whole mess that I personally don't want to get involved in. I got a store upgrade tomorrow. I'm gonna be like super busy. But the store upgrade isn't gonna come without a little drama. Miss Anderson's all upset about us taking over the tea shop. She's like, oh, but Dale's legacy. I'm like, who the hell is Dale? I don't know him. She's a hater for real. But I don't care. My shop's all big now. I have so much more space to move my product around. This is great for me. Miss Anderson can suck it. And if Aunt Teller doesn't care, then why should I? She told me to just keep doing my thing and running discounties, so we're gonna keep our head down and keep on grinding. After work, I tried to walk down to the harbor to see if I could get anything done down there. I ran into another bug where I got stuck in a staircase blockade, and I feel like this was personal. Oh, how did I get trapped? They don't call me the trap queen for nothing. Nobody's ever called me that. They really, really don't want my shop to succeed now, do they? This was all Miss Anderson's fault. Yeah, I blame her. It wasn't that bad. I got stuck there and had to wait until I passed out to get unstuck. Luckily, it happened really late into the evening, so I didn't suffer too much. This was patched out. I just thought it was funny. The next day's newspaper brought us bad news. Discounty's got a PR problem. Discounting our cultural heritage? Really? Cornelius had a field day with this headline. Aunt Teller wants us to go talk to him. We can't let this get out of hand. Chapter 2. Let's get real. The hardware store is upgraded with new boosters, shelves, and coolers that increase appeal even more. We have new rewards that we can unlock in the store, more items we can stock. We're cooking. But most of all, there's a ton more story stuff happening now in this new chapter. We actually didn't run into Cornelius at all today. Unfortunately, I got sidetracked by the bazillion other things. Elmer's closed off the staircase. Oh yeah, buddy. We saw. But he closed it off because someone's been carrying heavy loads up the stairs. Oops. Sorry. That's just me and my big fat ass. My BBL dumpy. Like, I'm sorry. I kid. This little side quest goes on for a few days. Elmer sits around and twiddles his thumbs, so we have to ask Gina to fix the staircase. There's a lot of little stories in this game to keep track of. Like Chester's storyline is starting to progress. You know, Derek and Tammy's badass little kid. He's gonna be trouble, for sure. A later cutscene shows him and his dad arguing at the bus stop. He's missing school, not turning in his assignments. All he cares about is going to hang out with his pals in Sparkcliff. I'm like, hey man, you gotta get your act together. But it's no use. The demon child can't be reasoned with. Speaking of demons, yeah, Carl's got a big X painted on his barn door. Turns out he painted it on there to scare off Liss, an entity that is bringing misfortune and bad luck upon him and his farm. This town is crazy. Carl's crazy. So Runa, the furniture lady, has put a charm on the door to ward off the demon. You know what, man? I'm just here to buy oats. I'd like to just do that. The big thing that happened today, we finally got to explore the locked forest. The scary forest that was being investigated. And Taylor's like, Lapley Manufacturing's up there. Tammy's business. Someone has to be making deliveries to her, even with the roads closed off. And I know a guy who makes deliveries. Delivery guy. He's down to sneak me in there, if I don't mind riding in the back of the truck. I'll do anything to do a little snooping. You guys know me. So that night we meet delivery guy in the parking lot. We were all almost thwarted by none other than Miss Anderson. She's a snooper too, I see. And also, my biggest op. But she scurries off, I jump in the truck, and we head into the forest for the very first time. It's time to meet Tammy and try to make a deal. I want to sell Lapley Manufacturing products in my store, whatever those may be. She's wary of me. She wants to come in and see the store for herself first. On my way home from my first forest escapade, I was stopped by a shadowy figure. I know what you're up to. I think you should consider your next steps very carefully. People here aren't happy with you. You see, this town has been through a lot. It needs to be left alone to heal. Outsiders, you mean well, but you don't understand us. You don't understand Blomkest. Last time, it was the corrupt politicians up in Sparcliffe. First, they took our heroes and turned them into villains. Then they took our political power and handed it to Sparcliffe. And now corporations are taking whatever is left. I refuse to let that happen. Things have been set in motion. We can't allow you to ruin this town. It might not feel fair to you, but people aren't happy. I don't mean any harm. I'm not even sure what I've done. I think you should consider your next steps. But Teller's the one who makes the decisions. I don't understand. And how come you get to just be a shadowy figure even though we got the streetlights on? Guys, I wanted to make the Walmart of this town. I wanted to make the big mega corporation, and nobody wants to let me do that. It's getting weird, guys. I was finally able to talk to Cornelius the next day, Sunday fun day, and this conversation was entirely unproductive. He says he's just writing the majority opinion, that all the townspeople are pissed about the expansion. All of them? Really? Ann Teller's got an idea, though. She wants to move Discounty to a less controversial location. All we're gonna need is 25 million shills. No? She's like, don't worry. Go talk to Derek and see about getting a loan for 25 million. He laughs in my face. Derek says, if you want to get a loan of that size, you'll have to prove that Discounty is a real supermarket. We have to be known as a real supermarket, operate like one, and be uber profitable like one. The requirements for this are hefty. I mean, of course, we're asking for $25 million for some reason. We're going to need to upgrade all of our trade deals to tier 2. All of them are still at 1 right now. There's also being known as a supermarket. We have to get an above 50% rating for 4 days and hang 5 posters. This is the easiest one. We haven't had a bad end of day rating in the store yet, and I hang posters all the time. So the problem is gonna be 8,000 shills. I'm gonna put my all into the shop for a second while I get this all together. I've been slowly adding in the upgraded shelves and coolers, ordering new items and staying on top of existing stock, picking up my local goods when I remember. It's all just gonna take time. Tammy came into Discounty and purchased a few items, and yeah, of course, she had a great experience. What can I say? I run a good business. She said come visit her when the road reopens tomorrow, but also, we should think about expanding again. She suggests we tear down the old abandoned house next door, and I'm like, great, and make everyone hate me forever? We learned from Cornelius earlier that that house was another monument dedicated to John Key, the statue guy, and his great-great-grandpa. Like, what the hell did this guy do to get a statue and a house historically preserved? He invented the double loop key ring. You know what? Maybe Tammy's onto something here. We can now purchase toothpaste from Tammy to sell in Discounty, unlocking our last trade deal. There's still the issue of getting everyone up to tier 2. That'll come with time. The easiest real supermarket quest was to be known as one, hanging posters, getting good ratings for 4 days. We're already doing that, so cross that off the list. I feel like we finally got a good layout down and organized Max to the best of our ability. I have enough points to redeem the most expensive upgrade, the scanner. The scanner? Well, I just might be a big idiot because I kind of just missed the calculator. You're supposed to identify the category of item on the conveyor belt, like produce or household items, etc., and then rotate the item so that the barcode faces the scanner. My dumbass was trying to click on the guide at first, but yeah, okay, I'm supposed to rotate the item, and I was trying the WASDs, I was trying the arrow keys. A huge line was forming, I was stressing. In the moment, I was having a hard time connecting that the barcode direction is the direction I should be keying. I thought that I needed to rotate the item by going like left, right, till I was facing the direction that the guide says the barcode's on. I resorted to button mashing because I just just was so confused. But no, the second day, I was able to figure it out. It's actually perfectly fine. I just didn't get it at first. I do feel like this is a fun upgrade, but I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I missed the calculator. I loved that I got to memorize the prices and do a little mental math. That's my shit. It doesn't matter. I'm making good money. I have to spend a lot of money on shipments and upgrading shelves and coolers in my store, but I mean business. On Sunday, I spent legit the entire day just organizing my shelves. I want to make sure I'm taking full advantage of all these boosters and the whole store. You know, it's just a mess from front to back. It gets really chaotic really quick. So let's take a second and get it together. Clean up some messes on aisle liss, you know? Oh my God. Getting these trade deals to level 2, man. Barbara's not interested yet. Carl's got yet another sheep problem. He thinks that the evil entity niece kidnapped his favorite sheep, Fluffles. And I looked everywhere I could think of for this damn sheep. I did not find it in either of the forests. It took me damn near a week to find Fluffles. This side of the map is pretty big, and I don't have a lot of time to dilly-dally in between shifts. So each day, I would try to go out and discover a new area until I finally found Fluffles attending a seance. I have a feeling this is Solruna's little sanctuary. She's kind of like a crystal lady. Now, Carl's asking me to help him out with culling season. Ooh. Carl's in the business of slaughtering his sheep for roasts. He slaughters all of the sheep except Fluffles. Fluffles is special, clearly. His ex-wife, Hilda, used to help him with that, but she refuses to now because apparently she gets too attached to the sheep. I don't really want to do it either, so I'm gonna ask Hilda what's up. Like, why do I have to be the one that's assisting in this sheep slaughter? I'm in the same boat as her. I like sheep. I don't want to be a part of this. Carl is so set in the old ways, I couldn't convince him. And then there's Fluffles. Because it's special, it deserves to live. If we could make him aware of his hypocrisy, maybe he would change his mind. What if you marked Fluffles along with the rest of the sheep? Maybe, just maybe, it would make him realize it's worth a shot. We're gonna mark Fluffles for slaughter? Doesn't that feel really mean and awful? That feels crazy. Because what if he actually does accidentally kill Fluffles? And so I went and marked every sheep, including Carl's most prized one, Fluffles. I felt terrible, but it did help prove Hilda's point exactly. Why should Fluffles live while the others are taken away? Soapbox time. Just because he looks a little different from the rest? I know it's hypocritical of me, but it serves a purpose. I treat them well while they're alive. It's how I keep this farm going because I raise them well. People are willing to pay for them. ... You're right. If I'm not ready to get rid of Fluffles, I shouldn't get rid of any of them. Hilda has pleaded for years for me to find an alternative. I've experimented with making sheep's cheese. Maybe it's time to bring it to the market. Oh, what is the good thing? I'm trying to be evil and bad, but it's like, if I'm evil and bad, I don't really care about exploiting the animals. I'm gonna say it's your business, your decision, you know? I think it'd be good to try something different. Hilda wanted this as well. In any case, I've updated our trade deal. Let's freaking go. Cheese W. That goes crazy. While all of this is going on, we're also involved in a multi-day task trade deal upgrade with Fisher. Fisher's depressed. He won't talk to me. So now I'm in charge of cleaning up his boat every day until he's ready to man up and talk business with me. What's he sad about? I don't know. He got over it because the periwinkle salmon returned. Oh boy. Now we can sell it in the store too. Another one down. Now let's see if Barbara's open to a little upgrade too. I feel like every time we talk to Barbara, she's like, no, like I'm good until you like do more things. And then same thing with Tammy. Maybe it's time if you would indulge me. Oh, okay, it is time. We're ready. We're ready to go. Fishy Fishes, the newest member of the Fishy Stick family. Okay, imagine that you are a busy businesswoman with 1 to 3 kids. Kids are weird. They don't like fish. Maybe they don't even like fishy sticks. But if we shape the fishy stick like a fish, they'll forget that it's a fish. Shaping the fishy stick like a fish would make them forget it's a fish? So you understand the potential of the product. That's why we're in business. Indeed it is, Barbara, but it's not just gonna be so easy now, is it? In order to get approval to produce fishes, I have to survey 5 people and see if they're kids or our hypothetical kids would eat them. Can't ask Cornelius, though, because he's a journalist and a snake and a rat. Can't give away all my trade secrets all willy-nilly. So we ask Aunt Teller, Derek, Hilda, Carl, and Grace, and wouldn't you know, everybody thinks it's a good idea. Wow, riveting stuff. We wait another day and we're officially in the business of selling fishy fishes. Our last trade deal is with Tammy, our icon, our anti-environmental queen. The water supply in Blomkest is contaminated. I feel like she might have something to do with it, but that's just a hunch. We don't know anything yet. What do you want? I thought since your products have been selling well at discount, you'd get on with it. She's snarkier than usual today. What? You seem a bit tense. Anything wrong? That's of no concern to you. Okay, if you absolutely have to know, I have observed that the owner of the fish stick factory, Barbara, is spying on me. What do you mean she's spying on you? Ever since the forest reopened, she's been coming up here, circling around my factory. I'm convinced I saw her peeking in the window one time. I can't imagine she'd spy on you. Maybe she's just, I am not interested in your baseless speculations. Find out what she's up to. I've seen her enter the forest around 19 o'clock. Okay. After my shift that night, I went deep undercover. Not really. I just kind of hid around in the trees and followed Barbara around on her walk. I'm losing sight of her. Damn, I really gotta follow her all night? I'm gonna pass out. Is it really that serious? She hasn't even looked back once. What is she doing? Are we gonna really have to follow her all the way around the lake? This is going on way too long. Maybe she's just going on a little stroll. You know, you could be right. You really could be onto something. It doesn't have to be so nefarious. But why would you be going on a little stroll in the polluted, nasty, noxious, gassed forest? Okay, but she does look like she's just having a really cute, beautiful day. Why are you following me, Lissy? No. If you wanted to walk with me, you could have just said, hee, yeah, should have done that. No, I should tell you. Tammy asked me to find out if you're spying on her. I got caught, you guys. I don't know if that was supposed to happen or not, but oh my gosh. Spying on her? What would I gain from that? I don't know. You both run factory businesses. Maybe she has a conveyor belt technology that you could use. I wish you just asked me though. I thought we could trust each other. You're right. I should have. It's okay. Tammy seems like an intimidating person. Maybe I could make you a double agent. Teehee. It's late. I should head home. You should too. Okay, no, so it seems like it's actually chilling. Oh, just kidding. Hit us with the phew. Almost got caught. Guess I'm not really cut out to be a spy. There is some shadiness going on for sure. But to me, all I care about is the fact that we're now at trade deal level 2 with Tammy. I am going to sell the shit out of these plastic straws. Our last quest before we can qualify for that incredibly massive loan is to make $8,000. You'll notice that by now, I'm actually pretty close to that goal. Yeah, no big deal. Been putting tons of hours in at the store, making sure everything's stocked and upgraded. I'm doing the scanner, although it's not really my strong suit. I'm getting pretty speedy, and within my next shift, I surpassed the 8,000 mark. All this grinding, man. It better be worth it. We did all the things. We gave Derek our 8,000 shills for a down payment. And he said, oh wait, just one more thing. We should probably hire an employee to ensure the highest quality service. Why the f does the bank care about that? I'm doing just fine on my own, thank you. We actually got more efficient and more successful once we dumped Grace's lazy ass. But this brand new requirement has nothing to do with my business after all. It's all a plot to get me to hire Derek's son. I might not have been completely honest with you on the requirements of your loan. The drama. My son, Chester, I worry about him. He has been meeting with some bad people in Sparkliff. He started skipping school. Barring him from leaving Blomkest seems to have only made things worse. That's why I thought maybe he could find meaning in working for you. And you're young, like him. You understand his language. Maybe you can, I don't know, be a mentor. And now I gotta take care of his badass little kid. You'll have to if you want the loan. I'm being embezzled. No, that's not right. I'm being strong-armed. Everyone is unethical as f in this town. Chester's an actual demon child. He's been terrorizing his family, the whole town even. I don't want him working in my store. But truthfully, I see a little of myself in the kid. I was a naughty little teenager too once in my day. Maybe we can help him. And honestly, the supermarket is a lot of work. Maybe he'll help relieve some of the stress? Maybe? Who am I kidding? Thank you, my good sir. Enjoy. Surprisingly good. What is this? Is that a lemonade stand? And here I thought I'd be getting a new colleague. Seems like I've gotten myself a competitor of sorts. This is not gonna fly. You cannot just come in here and start running a business outside of my business. That's crazy. What's the meaning of this? Did you approve of that stand? I had nothing to do with it, I swear. Well, now you do. Who's gonna buy snacks and drinks from Discounty when they've just had lemonade? What are you suggesting? I don't care how you do it, just make it stop. Put something in the lemonade so people won't like it anymore. Anything. Such an impressive display of entrepreneurial spirit and delicious too. Why, thank you. I hate this smug little yeah, I'm gonna have to just shoot him with a gun, guys. I tried to think of what I could put in the lemonade to sabotage Chester's little plot and decided on toothpaste. And yeah, first try, it worked. So now we wait. Oh dear, I hadn't considered that somebody actually should drink that stuff. We're gonna kill Miss Anderson, unfortunately. I think that's gonna kill her. Yeah, am I gonna be responsible for Miss Anderson's death? Hello, ma'am. Can I offer you a glass of homemade lemonade made with local ingredients? No thanks, Chester. I do not consume anything made by a child. Not a problem, ma'am. Have a nice day. Phew. Oh yeah, he can do it. He'll be fine. I don't even really care if he dies. Hello, good sir. Can I tempt you with a glass of lemonade today? Oh, no. I mean, yes. I better support your new endeavor. Oh dear, this is too perfect. The stand will be shut down within the hour. Yuck, I knew I couldn't trust you, you demon child! What did you put in this disgusting lemonade? Nothing, I swear I didn't do anything. You want me to believe that, huh? You don't think I had enough when you destroyed my precious troll Hazel? I don't understand. Well, you'll understand this. You have 1 hour to close down this business or I'll call for a health and safety inspection and make your mother pay for it. Yay! What's going on here? There'll be no fines today, Elmer. Oh, she's got Elmer in her back pocket, so... I took time out of my calendar to see your entrepreneurial skills, and what do I find? Poisoned customers? I guess I put too much trust in you, child. I tire of this. Now take that job at Discounty. Your father was right. It'd do you good. Yes, Mom. I kind of feel a little bit bad, but I don't feel that bad. The next day, he was an official employee at Discounty. We got our loan agreement, Aunt Teller's getting things ready to move Discounty to a less controversial location. All is well. Chester's actually not that useless, okay? He'll walk around and restock shelves when they get low. And while he is slow, he's at least a little bit better than Grace. Discounty's now earning like $2,500 a day. Not bad for a small supermarket in a dinky little town. We're not gonna be small for much longer though. Aunt Teller wants us to move to John Key's historical home. I mean, I can't say I disagree. The building is totally run down and abandoned. Like, who cares? Turns out this John Key fellow didn't even invent the key ring. He stole the invention and claimed it as his own. So yeah, I don't feel bad. Aunt Teller's expanded the shop a bit for us today, just far enough without tearing down the John Key house. We've got more square footage in the front and the back and new fridges. I'm pumped. There's a lull for a few days while the building plans get finalized, so I'm able to focus on the store and try to knock out some random little side quests. There's been this rat problem quest on the back of my mind for a while. At the start of chapter 2, I noticed that there were tons of little rats popping up around town. I'm like, that's odd. So I try to ask around about it. There's only one group of them that I'm able to engage with, and that's the ones lingering around the dump. I asked Ted, hey, what do I do? He's like, oh, bring them food. I'm like, okay. I didn't have any food that I could bring them for a while. I didn't have cheese at that point, and I totally forgot about this quest until right now. So once I brought them cheese, I was able to start unlocking fast travel through the sewer grates. So now my task is to go around and try to unlock all of these little fast travel sewer grates. The game really makes you do them one at a time, though. It's kind of infuriating. I'm having to basically just wander around until I find the exact sewer grate that I need to trigger the next step in the quest. And I'm just wasting so much time. I don't even care about fast travel at this point. And now we've got a little bit of an environmental crisis brewing. Not any of the other environmental crises that we've been dealing with. Not the one in the forest, not the water supply contamination. No, this new pollution is actually in the ocean, which kind of makes me nervous, but that can't be our fault, right? I'm just trying to keep my head down and work. But no, the citizens of this town have decided to organize against Discounty. Hey, ho, ho! That supermarket's got to go! What's going on? Cheap prices come at a cost. Blumkestians won't be crossed? First, you take Dale's tea shop. Yeah, mamas, that was tea. Then fog fills the forest. The ocean turns green and our tap water becomes unfit for consumption. It actually didn't happen that way. I didn't have anything to do with all of those things, but I did take the tea shop. Now you dare to demolish the very essence of this town to expand your ridiculous supermarket? Have you not had enough of our misery? You've got to let it go, Harriet. The town has great potential. We've got the permits, the funds. Progress does not have to come at the expense of our heritage. I respect the heritage as much as the next Blumkestian, but we can't let it stand in the way of progress. When will you people stop protecting that sorry excuse for a house and get on with it? Here's a story to report on, Cornelius. John Key didn't even invent the key ring. Your so-called hero is a fraud. Everyone knows that, Tammy. It's not the point. Tell her we are not interested in your pleas. This is a protest. We will not yield. Hey, hey, ho, ho. That supermarket's gotta go. You guys always shop at my supermarket, so why do you even care? They were still outside the next day, and there was noticeably a lot less customers than I'm used to. So we gotta do something about it, but what? What do they want from me? Don't they want more and better groceries? But honestly, it really didn't take that long before cracks started to form amongst the protesters. Look who's come crawling back. Miss Anderson. And she's shopping after all of that? There should be an opening to bargain with her. I must confront her, but I better choose my words carefully. Oh, Lissy, I did not see you at all. How do you do, dear? Do I do it? Oh, Lord. Look who came crawling back. I did not come crawling back. Thank you very much. I will have you know that I have run out of milk, and I cannot go without milk in my coffee. Who would have thought a supermarket actually serves a function in a local community? Oh, I did not know. Does it include it tearing down historical buildings? Does this old bitch think she just did a mic drop? You need to understand. We will not yield. At least give us your demands. Very well. Meet me outside once your shift is over. Their demands? We cannot demolish the old John Key house, even if he was a fraud. And we have to find out who is to blame for all this environmental distress and solve it. We did not yield. You kind of yielded. You kind of yielded a little bit. Oh, and to top it all off, I'm gonna need to donate 15,000 shills to help with the investigation. Love it. The third and final chapter. We're gonna have to ramp up big time because it might look like 15,000 will be easy, but with how much product we need to keep stocked, yeah, that's not free, you know. It's gonna take forever. Plenty of time to look into this pollution business. Fisher says he's sometimes woken up by a strange noise in the middle of the night that he's never investigated for whatever reason, so we'll do it for him. No one around town seems to actually know anything, except my girl Hilda. She says we should maybe ask Ted Eisenkram. He's acting mighty suspicious and giving me way too many intimate details about his troubled marriage with Grace. But he says he's been at the harbor at night and actually seen someone dumping something in there. Now, I think I'm gonna go need to see this for myself. After a long, extremely profitable day at work, because everyone's back shopping here now, we decided to head down to the harbor and we see some major dumping and a shadowy figure approaches. The pipe belongs to Poseidon's galley. Don't forget, the true culprit lies in the forest. What? Who are you? Whoever that was, they seem to know that that pipe belongs to Barbara. Not Barbara with the fish sticks. I'm gonna confront her. I'm gonna confront her. I don't know where she is right now, but it's bedtime. It's past my bedtime. So confronting her will have to happen tomorrow. I knew Barbara was doing something fishy, and I wasn't just thinking fish sticks. We confront her the next day, and she finally comes clean. Yes, that's waste from her company, and if we care so much about it, we're gonna have to dispose of the waste for her. So now I have to take care of her toxic sludge every time I come down here. Great. At least I get to sell pickles now? Tier 3? Let's go? I don't know. I had another rat quest that required toxic sludge, so that's one waste bucket down. And that's one environmental crisis that's been somewhat solved. Not the only water-related one, though. There's poison in the water supply that comes from the mountains. Elmer's no help. He just tells me to go talk to Tammy instead. She's, of course, not happy that I'm accusing her of contaminating the drinking water, but how convenient. She's now offering bottled water in our trade agreement. I can't be distracted that easily, come on. But turns out I maybe jumped the gun a little bit, accusing Tammy. Yuck, has the fog from the forest made it to the farm? Sigh. And I'm out here looking for water contamination. Could I really be responsible for all this environmental strain? No. Lissy, do not think that. You didn't do shit. You just were entrepreneuring. You were just girl bossing. Wait a minute, the water's pink here too. What's with it with this town and the bodies of water turning weird colors? How does water even turn pink? What is that? Is that Carl's fertilizer? Was it always pink? I should probably ask him about that. Yeah, you should. Carl, tisk, tisk, tisk. First it was Barbara, then it was Carl. I knew this would happen. Why did I let it happen? What happened? My potatoes have been cursed with blight. How do I have it with Fluffles? I needed to prepare for Nice to strike again. So Runa told me to mix a pink powder into my fertilizer to protect my potatoes from Nice. The pink fertilizer is Sol Runa's doing. That fucking crystal lady. I'm telling you, I've been screaming it from the rooftops forever. Crystal ladies don't know what the hell they're talking about. Carl's asking me to get a bunch of weird stuff so that he can finally rid his farm from Nice once and for all. That means I gotta team up with Cuckoo Sol Runa to get an infused apple. She's the last person I want to be asking for help, TBH. She's nothing but trouble, but I do whatever she asks of me, including attending one of her rituals. And afterwards, I need to get some special fish, and the fisher's like, don't ask me, ask Barbara. She says she'll give it to me if I can sell 10 fishy sticks in one day. My strat was to put out all of the fishy sticks I had near the 2 seafood boosters, which stack, by the way, and hope for the best. Light work. Got it literally the first day I tried. I'm supermarket maxing for sure. Now Carl's got everything he needs for his niece offering. He forgives me for all the things I've done to this town. I didn't really do anything. All of you have been causing all the problems so far with your incompetence. Whatever. Give me my potatoes. So now every vendor's at tier 3 except Fisher. His quest involves me solving a conspiracy set in place by Barbara to take away his fishing license, and yet another sales challenge that I managed to complete the same day. So that was easy. There's other cute little side quests going on in the background too, kinda. I don't really want to be cleaning up the sidewalk for that Miss Anderson, but I guess we should help the old ladies around town, get some positive perception around here. Chester's turning out to be a good kid too. I'm kinda proud of him. He's got a good work ethic. As in, he works every single day, even on our day off. Love that for me. Now we must investigate the fog, the pollutant that started this all. An investigation has already been done about this matter, if you recall, but we're gonna need to see that report. And Tammy does not want to cough it up. Very suspicious, I'd say. What are you hiding, Miss Tammy? We've got to go ask Elmer what's going on. Except, I couldn't find him for several days. I decided to finally check in his house. Whoa, revolutionary. And lo and behold, Elmer's been sick in his house the whole time. He's on the brink of death. I don't even care. He has pneumonia. Isn't this enough to get you fired up, Elmer? Are we insinuating that he's gonna be fired? You know what? I'm done being stepped on. What's the point? I have no impact, no power. Nobody here likes me. I quit. They can find somebody else to do their dirty work. That stork better find a new place to nest unless it likes the smell of smoke. I need firewood. So he needs firewood, 2 cardboard box stacks, and 3 old shelves. This would be no problem if I hadn't been basically replacing every single shelf and cooler with the best, most upgraded versions and trashing the old ones for coins. So I was only able to scrounge up 2 shelves. I bought a deep shelf from the store that I didn't care about, and I got all my cardboard stacks. That's easy. But Elmer won't accept the deep shelf. He only wants the regular shelf, which is so annoying. I had to wait till the next day to buy a regular shelf. Thank you, Ted, for stocking that for me. Crisis averted. I don't really care about all this. Smoke pigeons out on your own time, Elmer. That's literally why we did all of this. And it turns out Elmer doesn't even have access to the report. But he's turned a new leaf. He's tired of the corruption too. So we're gonna team up and we're gonna meet him at the statue late at night. That day, we also reached our 15,000 shill goal. I had to fudge it a little bit. Okay, I was about 500 short by the end of the shift. I gathered up all my cardboard, all my styrofoam, some extra coolers I don't care about. Took my little butt over to the recycling plant and okay, we're still 100 short. But I have an idea. I need less than $100. If 6 buckets of sludge does not get me there, I'm gonna be forced to do something drastic. I'm gonna have to sell another display. Gives me no money. No money. I need $80. $80, please. I have to do it. I have to do the unthinkable. Those last 2 displays carried. We did it, folks. That's 15,000 down the drain, basically. Woo! And now it's time to get to the bottom of this mysterious fog. I meet Elmer at the park that night, and he opens up a secret hatch that leads directly to Tammy's factory. Would have been really nice to know about that way sooner, but okay. It's time to get our grubby little fingers on this report. The investigation unit finds that there's no conclusive proof that the fog in the ragged forest is harmful, nor that it stems from a gas leak, as reported by locals. Furthermore, the fog cannot be attributed to the factory's emissions, as Lapley Manufacturing complies with all legislation and regulation. Tammy's not behind the weird fog? Rather, we suggest investigating other environmental issues plaguing Blomkest. Reports have come in of use and distribution of illegal fertilizers impacting the quality of drinking water. Okay, and then yes, there's dumping of waste by Poseidon's Galley, and then, there's non-compliance with fishing quotas. These are all things we already learned. All the issues seem to stem from increased business activity in Blomkest. Uh-oh. We suggest investigating these matters urgently, although the council lacks funding to do so. In conclusion, the investigation unit finds there are no safety hazards with visiting the ragged forest. Okay, Tammy held back the report, clearing her name. She also has solid proof that others were to blame. She protected Barbara, Fisher, Carl, and Discounty. I guess the only person who has not been contributing to the town's problems is Tammy? I'm sorry. What do you mean Tammy's not responsible for any of this pollution? You're telling me this giant factory contributes nothing and all of these problems stem from me and Discounty? Like, okay, I get it. My increasingly high demand for product pushed all these vendors to start operating unethically. But I didn't ask them to do that. And now I'm faced with a terrible decision. Do I rat them all out to save face? Or do I lie and protect them so that we can keep doing business as usual? The shadowy figure's back. Maybe they can help me figure this out. Listen closely. I've followed your investigation. I'd hoped you would find something incriminating on Tammy Lapley, yet I see you've come short of that. It does not matter. She's a nuisance. We need her gone. You want me to lie about her involvement? There's no evidence that she's done anything illegal. Surely you cannot think she's innocent. That report you found is most likely fabricated. Nobody would bat an eye if you accused her. People want to see her gone. How do you think your other trade deal friends would feel about you outing them instead? Not to mention Discounty's involvement in all this. All of the issues point back to you. Why are you extorting me to put the blame on Tammy? Who are you? See you at the trial, shopkeeper. Show yourself. I love that it's broad daylight and they're a shadowy figure. What's going on here? Someone walked up to me. The mysterious figure was right. We have to blame Tammy. But what about Discounty? What about me? Don't you care that what we built together, we finally have a chance at building a real supermarket? Think about it. For me, I decided to just listen to Aunt Teller. I'm gonna blame everything on Tammy. I know, she's my queen, but it's the best option for me, Discounty, and the rest of the town. That's what I decided. I had the whole day to wander around and finish up any potential side quests and things, but I just, honest to God, didn't really want to. I need some resolution here. I ask you, Lissy, who is behind our town's woes? Whoever I blame probably won't forgive me that easily. I'm blaming Tammy. We gotta get her out. We gotta turn Discounty into Costco. I knew it, Tammy Lapley. Balderdash. For weeks, I was scrutinized by the incompetent people from the council. The report cleared my name on all accounts. You might hate me, but I'm operating fully legally. I know your ways. You have probably bribed or manipulated your way out of that report. Let me speak. It's time we stop lying and break the cycle. Tell her, what are you doing? Everything is my fault. Huh? I pushed Lissy to expand Discounty recklessly. I pushed for expanded trade deals that put a strain on our local environment. I did it for selfish reasons without a care for how it would affect our community. Girl, we were supposed to take over the town. What are you doing? I realize now this town doesn't need a real supermarket. We're giving up the expansion. What is the meaning of this? Are you saying Discounty is the only responsible party? Not quite. We've been catalyst of sorts, but not the only sinners. So she's gonna rat everybody out already? Oh my God. We could have been Costco. We could have been Walmart. We could have been Amazon. I was supposed to be Lizzie Bezos. Barbara has ignorantly been dumping waste in the ocean. What are you doing? I did nothing wrong. This is certainly shocking news, but what about the Lapleys, the Ragged Forest? You might envy her success, but she's done nothing wrong. The council's report is clear on this matter. But what about the greater conspiracy we were talking about? We had to get her out. The fog is a naturally occurring phenomenon. I don't understand. If it was not the fog that made me lightheaded, what happened then? Thank you, Teller, for bringing the truth to the table. Well, I am beyond disappointed. I trusted you all to take care of this town. I expect amends to be made immediately. So what do we do now? In dreary times of great division, a feast creates profound remission. Blomkest Fair was canceled this year due to budget cuts, but maybe we could come together and make it happen anyway? If it was not the fog that made me lightheaded, what happened then? What happened? I don't even know what happened. I really don't know what Miss Anderson's talking about, but I'm pissed. The person who betrayed me in the end, the person who I was a loyal servant to, Aunt Teller, she could just decide to be all righteous and tell the truth? That's a BS. There's a lesson to be learned here, gamers. Don't try to be evil and create the next giant supermarket mega corporation conglomerate. You can try your best to be Walmart, Costco, Amazon, Kroger. You can aim high. But at the end of the day, I guess morals will end up being more important. You're all gonna miss my supermarket. You're gonna miss getting your little sodies and fishy sticks. Because guess what? I quit. I had a really good time with my playthrough of Discounty. After a while, I got a little bit fatigued from continuously upgrading my store, adding in new products, finding space for all this new product, and upgrading all the shelving. Although I was kind of grinding my ass off and really making that a priority in my game, I didn't really ever get to a point where I could just chill and enjoy my store. And I did really like a lot of the plot and the dialogue of the game. I haven't really looked into the other endings, if there are any, and I can't really tell if my own dialogue decisions throughout the game really made a difference. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about the ending, and especially if you played it, what kind of ending you got. Make sure you subscribe and check out the streams that I've been doing on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so you know, pick your poison. I have some cool things planned out for the rest of the year, but if you have anything that you want me to check out, just let me know. Hope you're having a great day and you continue to do so, and I will see you in the next one.